As always, Ted, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
Well, pretty easy. Kirby Smart lasted, I guess, a little over a month or two as the highest paid coach in college football before Nick Saban gets upgraded $11.7 million a year. They added a year onto his contract out to 2029, which he'll be 78 at the end of that contract. And I think he'll still be coaching. And here's the thing, considering what Kirby Smart makes, what Dabo Sweeney makes, what Mel Tucker, who's up there, Jimbo Fisher, not only is Nick Saban the highest paid coach in college football, he might also be the most underpaid coach in college football.
I was thinking about this when it got announced. I wonder if it's possible to come up with a dollar figure, like the impact that Nick Saban not only has had on the University of Alabama, but on the city of Tuscaloosa, the state of Alabama, and not only that, just the SEC as a whole. Because the SEC, it would not have the reputation it has. It would not garner the respect and, frankly, the value that television networks have with it if Alabama hadn't done what they've done under Saban. I truly believe that. That's why people are like, oh, he makes more a day than tuition is at Alabama. It's like, who cares? Like, that guy, he's brought an unbelievable amount of value to Alabama, to the SEC. Like, I don't even know how you measure it, man.
Well, the SEC did not dominate college football before Nick Saban got to Alabama. College football was, at that time, it bounced around a little bit. What was his first year there?
It's like 07, right? Is that right?
Is that right?
When the year they lost to ULM.
Yeah. Was it 07? I think that sounds about right, because he left he left LSU in 04 and went to Miami, right? 04 or 05, and that didn't last very long. So
if only there was a way for us to figure out what his
quick little Google.
Google. I'm pulling it up.
That is
2007. Nailed it.
Yeah. That's been the turning point. Previous to that, you had, now it's not like the SEC didn't win championships, but you had the Big Ten winning championships. You had the Big 12 winning championships. You had the Pac-12. Like, you went in like consecutive years, you went Big 12, ACC, Big 10, Pac-12, no, SEC, Pac-12. It was like different every year. And then when Saban went to Alabama, it started to turn. Florida obviously went on their nice little run, but as soon as that was over, Alabama became a juggernaut, and the SEC has not looked back. And it wasn't just Saban, but you can tie it back to his consistency and Alabama's consistency to where year in, year out, the SEC is what they are now.
I would love to be able to talk to the people at ESPN and go, hey, what is Alabama's value in your eyes? Like, how much of this deal, like, you want to have the exclusive rights to the SEC? How much of that is because of Alabama is what it is and is what Nick Saban made it?
Yeah.
That would be fascinating to hear what they had to say, because my guess is Nick Saban and what he's done at Alabama means a lot to television networks and the value they see in the SEC.
Yep, I agree.
I won't lie. And just because it was weird, the timing was weird because of, when we record these episodes, I'm stunned you didn't have Baker Mayfield as your winner of the week.
Well, yeah, I guess I could have done that. I probably should have done that.
He's starting just like we all expected. I'm happy. I will say this. When it comes to Baker, NFL football is more fun. It's more entertaining when that guy is on the field. So I'm excited. And the fact that that first game is against the Browns is, God, the NFL's good, man. They're so good. They're so good.
Yeah. Well, they're so good that sometimes it feels like
it feels staged.
It feels staged. But hey, whatever. Big money. We'll all be there ready to watch. So not shocking that he won that starting job. I thought about going with Baker Mayfield as my winner, but okay, we can cut that and edit that in if we need to.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to do that, but I appreciate the suggestion. All right, who do you have as your loser of the week?
I had to go with Rich Eisen. Now,
I saw this.
You saw
what the hell
on Thibodeau, right? Thibodeau, defensive end for the Giants, first-round draft pick out of Oregon. Now they're playing Cincinnati, and the most common play in football right now in the NFL and in college football is the split zone. You take a tight end, fullback on the backside. He comes across the formation and tries to cut off the backside defensive end.
Teddy, question for you.
Yeah.
From a football perspective, why do teams run so much split zone? Why is it such a difficult play for defenses to adjust to, even though it seems pretty simple? Wait, could you tell us about the gap integrity situation?
It could be tough. Whenever you take a player across the formation in it's not a gap scheme, you take the gap from the guy in the backfield, or usually comes from an offset, and he takes it all the way to the other side of the formation, and it changes all the fits for the linebacker and if there's a down safety. So it just messes with that a lot, because you have to go against the grain and follow the guy that comes across the formation, which is, to linebackers, that's why you have to know who you key in a given formation. And in one of those formations, the offset guy is your key. He'll take that gap, takes you to where you're going to fit. All of that to say, a high percentage of that block is a cut block. You're coming across a formation. The defensive end knows it's coming. Whenever he has pressure going away, he knows that guy's coming for him to try and cut him out. And in a football game, you're going to get cut a big percentage of the time. You see it coming. It's directly in your face. And you would think that Rich Eisen, and I know he doesn't have a football background, but the guy's seen enough football to know that this is a legit block. It's not dirty at all whenever a guy can see you coming. And here's what he tweeted, Gabe. Penalty, hefty fine, suspension. Nothing less is acceptable. And it's just totally wrong. I understand we want the stars in the game, but that is a legal, not dirty block at all. Like a chop block where one guy's posting you and a lineman or a tight end comes and cuts you almost from behind. Like, that's a dirty play and a penalty. This isn't even a penalty. So I don't know why he would say penalty, hefty fine, suspension. It's just totally incorrect. And, it fans the flames for those that don't know better, which there's a lot of people that don't, because it's not their job to know better.
My issue, and I'm a big Rich Eisen fan. My issue really isn't with Rich Eisen. My issue is with guys like Emmanuel Acho, who posted, and then this is what his tweet, a video of the block, and said, "This is ridiculous, dangerous, and cowardly. Straight cowardly. Prayers up for Kayvon Thibodeau." If you're a football player, if you're a former player that played at a high level in college and then played in the NFL, how can that be your take on this play? You know what the real football take is on this play? What the hell is Kayvon Thibodeau doing?
Yeah, he needs to get inside that block, and he shouldn't be standing outside. I guess sometimes you can be outside of it. Almost always he gets inside of that play, but
Why
gotta be
are
ready
his
for that.
eyes not in the place? When they're in that formation, why do you not know there is, if they're running the football, there's a high probability that it's split zone and that tight end is coming to cut your ass.
Yeah.
Why aren't you using your hands? If you're going to go with the shoulder like that, which I have a feeling that's not the technique that their defensive line coach is working on. If you're going to go with the shoulder, like, you better get it, man.
Right. Yeah.
Why are you staying completely square? Why aren't you taking that guy on? Like, that's the bottom line of that hit is it's legal. It's not dirty by Thad Moss. He's just executing his assignment. His assignment on that play is, hey, go get that defensive end on the ground.
Yep.
There's nothing like, hey, man, watch his knee. No. Go get him on the ground. That guy's trying to make a roster. You have to understand that. That's his job on that play. And he executed it exactly how he's supposed to. Like, you got guys like RG3 saying, hey, you need to ban this block. No, you don't. Because this is the reality of it. If you ban guys going back and cutting on split zone, zone slice, whatever you want to call it, that play's not going away. Because it's a really hard play for defenses because you have to gap adjust on the fly.
Which, on that point, we probably need to talk about this at some point. I think they just banned it in college. Did you see the rule changes?
Oh my God.
Like, the tight end can no longer cut, even if he's on the line of scrimmage.
I really disagree with that, and here's why. That play's not going away. It's not. It's a really effective play for offenses. So that means now when that player is going back to block that defensive end, there is going to be a head-on-head collision, a car wreck between a 6'4", 250 guy and a 6'4", 250 guy.
That are
and
lined up about 8 yards apart from each other.
At full speed. One guy's going to be running full speed at the other. And I thought the whole part was to eliminate the collisions like that out of the game.
Yeah.
Right? I thought this was, we were protecting guys' heads and all this stuff. And now you are eliminating a block that reduces those collisions in a game.
Yep. Which, I'm not sure that it's I know the tight end, even if he's lined up on the line of scrimmage, hand down, can no longer cut block. It has to be inside the tackle box. But I don't know if they're calling that inside the tackle box. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the ruling is since that tight end's off the line of scrimmage coming across the formation. Have to see.
That's frustrating. To wrap this whole thing up, Thad Moss is just doing his job. Kayvon Thibodeau got to play with some better technique because now, hey, you know this as well as I do. It's on film now. Hey, this guy doesn't know how to play split zone. So guess what? When he comes back, and I'm really glad it wasn't serious, right? MCL sprain, couple weeks, he'll be back, right? Which is good because I want to watch Kayvon Thibodeau play football for the Giants. But now that it's on tape, that he struggles taking on split zone, guess what?
Here it comes.
They're going to run it at his ass 10 times a game.
Yep.
And say, hey, we're coming to cut you. It's legal. It's within the rules. You better learn how to play it. And until he proves to teams, hey, you can't run this at me, it ain't going to work. I'm going to take this block on. I'm going to make plays. They're going to run it at him in a multitude of ways, Ted.
That's right. Yep. That's how it works. It's a copycat league.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to my winner and loser. But first,
First Fidelity Bank is a full-service financial institution based in Oklahoma with tailored solutions for all your personal and business needs, checking accounts, saving accounts, home loans, and much more. They do it all, whether it's online banking from your computer or mobile banking from your phone. Everything is stress-free with FFB. Making mobile deposits, paying bills online, and moving money to different accounts could not be easier. First Fidelity Bank provides free ATMs worldwide, making banking convenient wherever you are. They also give back to the community. FFB donates a total of more than $500,000 to local charities and educational foundations. Make your life easier and go bank with First Fidelity Bank. Visit ffb.com for more information.
And if you're a whiskey or bourbon drinker, stop what you're doing. Head to your favorite liquor store and buy some Balcones products. You got to grab some of Balcones Lineage single malt whiskey. It was voted one of the top 20 whiskeys in the world by Whiskey Advocate, and you'll be shocked by how affordable it is. Also, you got to snag some of Balcones Baby Blue Corn whiskey.
It's made from blue corn. That's the fancy corn.
And that is why it has won more than 25 awards. Last but certainly not least, you got to buy some of Balcones Pot Still Bourbon. Its big flavors make it the perfect bourbon to drink year round. Remember, in 2012, Balcones Single Malt won the Best in Glass competition, beating brands like Johnny Walker and Macallan. This stuff is the real deal, people. If you love great whiskey and bourbon at a great price, then Balcones products are the only way to go. The whiskey may be made in Texas, but the owners, they're from Oklahoma. To find a liquor store that has it, visit balconesdistilling.com. All right, for my winner of the week, thought about going with the University of Washington football broadcast team because those guys are going to be grinning all season because Kalen DeBoer just named Michael Penix their starting quarterback. And it's just really hard to say Penix without getting a smile on your face. It's nearly impossible.
Every time I look down and read it here on the rundown, I laugh. It looks like you just X'd out the last letter of a dirty little word.
I see it now. Penix goes deep. Giggling.
It's great.
It is what it is. But I'm happy for Michael Penix Jr., right? Was that Indiana? Did some good things. Everyone remembers, him stretching for the pylon.
I was halfway shocked whenever I saw that. I was like, is he still playing? Feels like he's been around for a long time.
Yeah. But my winner of the week, I'm going with NBA fans. Now, on one hand, Brooklyn Net fans, they got to be thrilled because the Nets and Kevin Durant have, quote, agreed to move forward with our partnership and are, quote, focusing on basketball with one collective goal in mind, building a lasting franchise to bring a championship to Brooklyn. Just, if you're a Nets fan, hey, you still have Kevin Durant. Now, it's a truly bizarre end to this 2 months of drama of KD requesting a trade. But, hey, if you're a Nets person, hey, you're keeping Kevin Durant. That's typically fun to watch that guy play basketball. But you could also be the rest of NBA fans because it still feels like this isn't going to end well to me. Like, this is going to be dramatic as hell in some form or fashion because you still got Kyrie, right? He's still there. They couldn't trade him. You've got the awkward situation where Kevin Durant told Joe Tsai, who is one of the richest guys on the planet, that, hey, you got to get rid of Steve Nash and Sean Marks, or you got to get rid of me. And Joe Tsai kind of looked at him and was like, no, I don't. And the people that KD tried to get fired are all still there. So that's very awkward. And then put a little cherry on top, Ted, because some people may have forgotten. The whole Ben Simmons situation is still in Brooklyn as well. So that adds a nice little spice to everything. They are going to be the dramatic mess. It's going to be a gift that keeps on giving for the foreseeable future. And I frankly cannot wait for that ride. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, the Nets are without a doubt a forest full of dry kindling waiting on a discarded cigarette, right? That is what is about to happen with the Nets, and they probably won't make it through training camp.
Yeah, and well, turns out it's really hard for teams to put a package together that kind of matches Kevin Durant's value because he's one of the best players ever. So
how influential do you think Silver, that statement about players demanding trades out of their contracts, like, you think that had anything to do? Because you got to believe, like, the entire league is, like, from the top, has to believe that that's not a good thing for the NBA, and maybe to work with one another about not just agreeing to that and letting guys out to trades.
I certainly think that played a role in it. I think, what the Nets were asking for a trade package played a role in it. And I also think, honestly, Joe Tsai went, listen, man, I know you're good at basketball, but you are not on my level.
Right.
I'm not there. You're not pushing me around. Like I think that's part of it. It's like, you're going to trade me. You're going to get rid of these guys. No. I own the team. I'm not doing what I don't want to do. Sorry, man. Like I respect Joe Tsai for doing that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
Like he's hearing all the player empowerment stuff and then making decisions. He's like, no. I'm the super, super, super rich guy, not you. It's just kind of funny when you think of it that way.
Yeah, it's weird that a guy makes nearly $50 million a year, and it's like, nah, you're not even close, buddy.
Yeah, it's one of those. We're talking, millionaires versus millionaires situation. Yeah. All right. For my loser of the week, thought about going with Will Zalatoris. We talked about him having to withdraw from the BMW last week because of bash issues. Well, makes a lot of sense now. 2 herniated discs for Zalatoris. He's withdrawn from the Tour Championship, where he would have had a chance to win the FedEx Cup, which comes with an $18 million payday. Also said he's going to miss the President's Cup. Yikes, man. I don't like the sound of that for him.
That sounds like that sounds like an event, like something had to have happened for you to have 2 herniated discs, or I don't know if it's just something that's slowly come on that he's been managing, but that's a big deal.
Yeah. So all the best to Willie Z. That doesn't sound good, man. But my loser of the weekend, I think you're going to like this one. My loser of the week, college football sideline reporters. So let me explain. Anytime some weird food thing goes viral, it's almost a guarantee. It's like it's a law or something that a college football sideline reporter will have to replicate what went viral with the food situation.
That's so true.
And Ted, I'm guessing you saw the viral video of the Yankees fan the other night.
Oh yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, this Yankees fan, and I really don't care if it was staged or not. I will say the guy looked like he's done it before. He looked very comfortable doing it. It's like he was on autopilot.
Yeah, that's the part that I'm like, I don't know that it doesn't look like just something he's thought of a minute ago and they thought would be funny. It's like he's got some experience in this.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But the man hollows out the middle of a hot dog wiener with a straw and then uses said hot dog wiener as a straw to drink his beer. And I already saw the baseball guys on TBS already did this. So it's coming. I know it is coming because we've got week 0 games this weekend. We've got week 1, a full slate in week 1 of college football next week. I don't know what the count is going to be, but there are going to be, I'm going to say several sideline reporters that are going to have to drink some sort of liquid through a hot dog wiener. You can almost guarantee it. And full disclosure, I don't think it'd be that bad, right? I'm a guy that likes to sprinkle a little salt in his beer every once in a while. I don't think it would be that bad, but it's coming. That will be on broadcast. I just don't know how many it's going to be. But college football sideline reporters, prepare yourselves. You're going to be drinking something through a hot dog wiener, guaranteed.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. And I would just say to you, just sprinkle some salt in your beer instead of going the whole hot dog route. But I'm with you. I think it would be horrible. But this did give me an idea. If we know that maybe we do it, it's going to be in Nebraska. If we know there's going to be like a big game at home, like maybe that Baylor game is starting to trend like it's going to be a game day type of situation, we need to stage something horrible like the week before to make it look like it's an Oklahoma thing, to where whoever the sideline reporter has to do it. Like, it's just some stage horribleness, and there they are on national TV having to do it.
So you want to set a trap?
Set a trap. Yep.
Okay. Well, people, send us your ideas. What kind of weird food thing can we do to set the trap for whatever sideline reporter is going to have a big OU game this year? I love that idea. It's fantastic.
Cue the Star Wars guy. It's a trap.
It's a trap. Now, send us your ideas. You know where to find us on Twitter at OK_breakdown. Send us what you got. We'll monitor our favorites and just have them ready to roll.